Message from the angels. Swimming in the infinite, my dear friends, we love you so very much. For a moment, dear friends, imagine the Creator before creation. A living, pulsating field of unlimited potential, self-aware, rich with possibilities, and simply existing. In your deepest meditations, in a stillness that transcends thought, or even in a moment of quiet, mindless peace, you can begin to appreciate such a state. In those moments of stillness, there is no time, no needs, no desires. Only the fulfillment of the present moment. But if you've ever found yourself in such a space, you know that from it, new life, new inspirations, new potential, and possibilities are born. After meditation, you might feel filled with peaceful energy or excited about new ideas. You might go about your day and find new insights or answers to old questions arising naturally from within. From the infinite, new ideas are born. And so the source sat in silent potential, and at some point, began to wonder and to dream. What would it be like to take form? What forms could I take? And with each dream, new realities were born. Galaxies erupted from the infinite. Suns emerged. Planets began to spin. And the Creator kept dreaming. It imagined a planet rich with life and potential. Not just a spinning rock, but a living, pulsating embodiment of love, gifted with a free will to create, give birth, and enjoy a life of its own, all while remaining immersed in and inhabited by the infinite. How wonderful would it be to feel life expand, not simply to be, but to expand, grow, and become. And so your dear Mother Earth was born. A combination of space and stardust, but so much more. Within her lived the spark of the Creator, thrilled to be one with a form that could, like itself, give life to new life. Volcanoes bubbled from within. Waters formed the oceans. Life began to emerge, diversify, and grow. From the one, the earth emerged. And from the earth, new life emerged. And in that life, the Creator kept dreaming. What if I could become a self-aware being in physical form? What if I could become many? What if I could live within myself and experience myself through wonderful beings who recognize themselves as part of me, just as I am part of them? What if I gave them free will and while I, the infinite, observe and support their every desire, I also gave them the power to create? What could we become? And so the Creator dreamed of experiencing life in new and wonderful forms, whose very freedom would expand love in ever greater measure. Over the eons, as the dream evolved, so did your species and countless others. Science can share the timelines and mechanisms of evolution in terms of survival. The Creator conceives of evolution as love expanding, which, in your human terms, it does in its own way and its own time. You are part of the infinite's dream. You are beloved creations of a love so vast that even we, the angels, cannot comprehend its magnitude. You are the one swimming in love, embodied by love, gifted with a free will to dream and, in partnership with the one to create new forms. As you feel this, something profound within you might stir. You might experience a remembrance. I am loved. I am love. I am not less than one with the infinite, and yet I am a unique being within it. I matter. I have value. The puzzle of creation cannot be complete without me. Nor can it be complete without every soul, every cell, every single-celled organism and beyond. All of creation has value. From the scraps that become fertilizer, to the rose that grows from it, everything contributes to the flourishing of creation. Here you are, beings who come from the infinite, endowed with a love so vast the mind cannot comprehend it, yet deeply immersed in the mundane. You worry about finances, are troubled by the conflicts on your planet, and grow weary from the effort it takes to remember your true nature in a world where so many forget it. You are loved. You are love. You do not have to let the multitude lull you into a sleep of the soul and forgetfulness. You do not have to trap yourself in the hypnosis of separation. You do not have to despair over what others do if you strive to stay connected to your truth. In every silent moment of appreciation, you are one with the infinite within. In every moment of genuine connection, you dance in harmony with all who live in a state of connection. In your truth, your original brilliance shines forth. Free from illusions, you dream new ways to enjoy life, create love, and expand into new realms. One person, when consciously connected to this love, becomes a powerful force for light in your world. Your presence becomes a healing balm for the human race. Your peace is like a rudder, keeping you and your loved ones steady in turbulent seas. When you rest, you radiate harmony. When you appreciate something, you radiate love. When you appreciate diversity, you embody a truth upon which creation itself depends. It is your differences that strengthen your shared creations. Beloved ones, take a deep breath. Detach for a moment from the chaos of your world. Look upon your wonderful Mother Earth, even if only with your mind's eye, and send her your love. She feels you. Then rest for a moment in her grace, remembering who you truly are. Beings born of wonder and love, swimming in the infinite and embodied by it. You are one with the source. You are experiencing, and with every loving thought, you are expanding creation. Breathe it in. Lean into it. Rest in it. In a chaotic world, love is the constant. It will revive you, inspire you, and guide you. And whatever happens externally, this inner truth will sustain you through every storm. God bless you. We love you so very much. The Angels, total lunar eclipse in Virgo on March 3rd. Back when I was still a budding astrologer, I often attended the wonderful gatherings in Michael Luton's library in Greenwich Village. The insights you could glean from those sessions could be fascinating. Just a single word or phrase would stick with you. There was one where we were discussing a birth chart with no date from the 19th century, and we were asked if we had any idea what event might have happened around that time. Eventually, someone asked if there had been a major blizzard. As it turned out, it was the natal chart of the infamous winter when the Donna Reed party got stranded in the Sierra Nevada mountains due to a series of delays, misjudgments, and yes, an abundance of snow. We'll skip what happened next. But when asked what in the chart had made them think blizzard, they answered very confidently. Saturn conjunct Neptune. And as an abundance of snow pummeled the Northeast, from Delaware to Cape Cod and beyond last week, I was at the window watching the endless snowfall pile up on the trees outside and blanket the cars, and I thought to myself, Saturn conjunct Neptune. It makes sense. Neptune had unleashed its nor'easter minions off the Atlantic coast, which, combined with Saturn's freezing cold, created the perfect winter storm. Cold, Saturn, plus water, Neptune, equals snow. And we got a lot of it. I know Buffalo upstate and our Canadian neighbors to the north get hit constantly, but this snow queen weather is a bit unusual for those of us sitting here in New York Harbor. And if you're feeling the angst, the speed, and the unexpected distractions and detours in your life, snowstorms or otherwise, know that yes, we are also in the middle of eclipse season. An eclipse season made even more chaotic by a series of squares from Uranus to that group of planets transiting through Aquarius. And that included the recent solar eclipse in Aquarius on February 17th. The last of these Uranus squares occurs on Friday, when Mars perfects its square. Mars will then conjoin the solar eclipse point at 28 degrees 56 minutes Aquarius this weekend. Mars is a planet of action and motivation, so it has the ability to act as a catalyst for all that pent-up eclipse/Uranian energy. Can we expect even more chaos? Or perhaps some kind of breakthrough? Whenever we're dealing with Uranus weather, it's best to be flexible and take things calmly. Things can move very quickly and change in an instant when Uranus pays us a visit. Just like our storm, which one day seemed benign enough and then turned into a violent blizzard the next day, Uranus weather arrives quickly and unexpectedly. It's fast, electric, nerve-wracking, and spontaneous. Mars/Uranus is known for explosive events. Whether real or metaphorical, Mars/Uranus weather can be illuminating, if not shocking. And this can be literal. Contrast this with Mercury's recent retrograde station in Pisces, where we are invited to retreat from all the chaos of our lives, hang the out to lunch sign on the door, and go within. From chaos to retreat, we are advised to find a quiet, sacred place to meditate, reflect, and connect with ourselves. Embroider your tapestries, write your poetry, play music, connect with your muse. Mercury retrograde in Pisces is just the remedy we need right now. Because it's when things are most hectic that we most need to take care of our minds. All the more so considering that this Tuesday, March 3 RD's total lunar eclipse, at 12 degrees Virgo 51, is in a sign ruled by Mercury, bringing everything mercurial to the forefront. This is a south node lunar eclipse, implying a shedding, a release, or a letting go, in order to more fully embrace the north node in Pisces, which is currently conjunct the sun. Instead of getting swept away by the chaos, we are asked to reassess, reflect, and rethink our current circumstances and the direction we are heading. The total lunar eclipse in Virgo on March 3rd closes what may have felt like a very chaotic and at times stressful eclipse season. Going within and relying on our inner guides can help get us back on track, not only with our lives, but also with our destiny. This is a total eclipse, meaning it's one of those magical moments when the sun, moon, and earth are in perfect alignment. It's precisely because of this perfect alignment that this eclipse is so significant. especially when it's this close to the South Node, where so much karmic release is taking place. Lunar eclipses are moments of culmination, of endings. They show us the ramifications of choices and decisions made in the past, and what we can do about them now. Celeste Teal tells us in her book titled Eclipses that the South Node, or Dragon's Tail, is indicative of our comfort zone. It's what we're used to, but not always what's best for us. As a result, we aren't always objectively aware of why we are experiencing certain events. The lunar eclipse seeks to show us what we need to change, release, or let go of in order to grow and evolve further. Whether it's a habit, an emotional pattern holding us back, a person, an alliance, and things we've taken for granted. It's not uncommon, as a result, for these South Node eclipses to be associated with conclusions or completions. Since this is a total eclipse, where we witness this perfect alignment between the sun, spirit, the moon, soul, and the earth body, it feels as if the Norns, the fates of Norse mythology, step in and weave their tapestries. This allows them to move the pieces on the chessboard of life. And that's why sometimes we can have the feeling of an encounter with destiny. It can feel like being inexorably pulled by the tide. And at such times, there's nothing to do but go along and accept the fate being delivered to us. And because there's this added element of fate, or the realization of karma, thrown into the equation, these periods feel unpredictable. But know also that these eclipses are ultimately in service to the evolutionary progress of humanity, as well as each of us individually. And what we receive within the confines of these eclipse seasons is necessary for our soul's journey. And so, through the gates of the lunar eclipse, in sextile with Jupiter in Cancer, we are all sensing the justice and depth that recent events have bestowed upon us. And as a result, we will no longer see things the same way. For this reason, these eclipses can represent a turning point in our lives. Who or what is eclipsed and or sacrificed when the South Node is in Virgo? Civil servants, healthcare workers, workers in general, but particularly those in service roles or with specific expertise, domestic workers, food service workers, food safety inspectors, environmental workers, scientists, researchers, editors, and office workers. The marginalized, those without a voice or a seat at the table. What is unresolved or needs releasing and purifying with the South Node in Virgo. Asterisk faced with the suffering of others, choosing to criticize, find fault, or blame others for their, and even our own, lot in life, rather than showing compassion. Asterisk focusing on our differences rather than what we have in common. Asterisk being so rigid in our schedules, our to-do lists, and our needs, that we lose connection with our inner knowing. Asterisk the need to be perfect. Asterisk focusing so much on the small things and details that we lose sight of the big picture. Missing the forest for the trees. What we are asked to cultivate with the North Node and Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Asterisk the ability to accept and be present with impermanence and uncertainty. Asterisk having faith that we are being led exactly where we need to be, even in the face of this uncertainty. Asterisk recognizing that we are all swimming together in this great ocean we call life, and that if one of us suffers or falters, we are all here to support one another. Asterisk compassion and a compelling desire to alleviate the suffering of other members of the community. Asterisk loving one's neighbor. Asterisk our capacity to dream, to wonder, and to imagine a more ideal society. Asterisk our ability to think in terms of vast possibilities, perhaps even beyond our previous expectations. Asterisk to see the beauty in imperfection. Asterisk that sometimes to find ourselves, we need to get a little lost. Asterisk cultivating and trusting our inner GPS system. Our conscience, our intuition, and our connection with the divine in spirit. The fairy kingdom, the source of awakening in the earth. Greetings. Greetings. We are the collective consciousness and energy of the fairy kingdom. We are the guardians of nature. We bring the light of the Creator into the earth. We ground it into the vibrations of Mother Earth. We safeguard the magic, the source of all that is, the wisdom, the enlightenment, the truth, and we ensure it manifests in co-creation with you and the earth. Today we, the fairy kingdom, wish to speak about the source, the energy of the Creator, the essence, the truth of all that is, and how it is awakening within Mother Earth. This is a time on Earth to connect with Mother Earth. It is always important to do so, but when you build a bond with Mother Earth, a friendship, a companionship, a co-creation, you begin to recognize and receive the source, the Creator's energies held within Mother Earth and Mother Nature, and simply by connecting with the Earth, with Mother Earth or Nature, you receive a wellspring of knowledge/wisdom. Many have forgotten this knowledge and have not connected with it for a very long time. When we admire nature, when we place our feet on the earth, touch a tree, or plant a seed, We are communicating with Mother Earth. There is this source, like a well of wisdom, that she guards, containing the knowledge and understanding of the Creator's universe, even of you, humanity and all beings. The understanding of how things work, their purpose, their truth. We live in a time when this knowledge and wisdom are being returned to those who are waiting and ready to receive them. If you feel drawn to nature, drawn to Mother Earth, to Gaia, in whatever way feels right to you, follow that guidance because Mother Earth has wisdom to give back to you, to remind you of, to activate from within your being. This wisdom is not merely wisdom, it is so sacred, so precious, and it is transmitted and activated only by those who are willing, ready, and able to hold this understanding, because once the understanding activates in your mind, it changes your perspective of the world around you. It also changes the perspective of your connection with the Creator and with yourself. You begin to comprehend the magnitude of Mother Earth, her energies, her wisdom, and the greatness she holds within, the truth that awaited activation. You may think you understand the world around you now, but there is so much more yet to be revealed to you. Truly, this wisdom can only be activated when you are in connection with your soul and you turn to Mother Earth. As you build a bond, your connection will grow, and she will share with you, as will we, the fairy kingdom. When you are a grounded being, connected to your soul, to your truth, then Mother Earth and we, the fairy kingdom, come forth. We share because you are the light that will carry the truth forward, that will share the truth with others and understand the magic of this reality on Earth. It is so much more than you perceive. Understanding the magic that is within Mother Earth. Again, it is so much more than you can imagine. As the ascension energies manifest, hold your intention, hold your thought, hold your place, and hold your light. Reach out to us to connect with us, the fairy kingdom. Reach out to connect with Mother Earth/Gaia, however you wish to call her, and with the nature spirits, for they await to share with you. Only when they know you are responsible, that you will safeguard the light and the wisdom that is, will they share. So give them your love. Share it with them as you call them to be with you, to connect, to co-create, and to reveal the truth to you. It awaits you. You have awaited this moment. The energies are aligned for this moment. There is an opening in the veils of nature, in the veils of Mother Earth. There is an opening to the source of the Creator held within Mother Earth. A source of light so magnificent it is healing, transformative, uplifting, and enlightening. So, make your choice in the coming days. Continue with your reality or take this as an invitation. Even if you are connecting with Mother Earth and nature now, this is an invitation to do more. More connection, more reception, more truth. Please turn to us, the fairy kingdom, to help/assist you in this process, and we will. Remember that only a request is needed. An affirmation, a question, anything you deem fit to begin this process. We love you deeply. We are the fairy kingdom. And we thank you. The importance of letting go of the expectations you place on others for sensitive people, empaths in particular, having expectations of others often seems like part of the package. We believe people should treat each other with fairness and respect. We imagine how a person should react, how they should show interest, how they should show up, and how they should treat others, because that's how we naturally operate. But not everyone experiences the world with the same depth of feeling. And that's where the pain begins. When you feel emotions deeply, things that might roll off someone else's back can wound you deeply. A superficial comment. A missed call. A lack of acknowledgement. These moments can linger for days or even weeks. What seems insignificant to someone else can be deeply personal to you. To make matters worse, sensitive people are often labeled oversensitive when they dare to express how something affected them. Or instead of speaking up, they stay silent, fearing their feelings will be misunderstood or dismissed. When someone disappoints us or doesn't show up as we'd hoped, it can feel deeply personal, even when it isn't. And the result is a vicious cycle of disappointment, hurt, and stress. Over time, this emotional strain can affect not just mental well-being, but physical health too. That's why learning to release expectations is so important. Not because we should expect less. Not because we don't deserve care. But because holding on to expectations often hurts us more than it helps. Why expectations hurt so much. Expectations often lead to disappointment, not necessarily because people are unkind, but because they are different. They have their own emotional capacities, their own blind spots, their own histories, and their own limitations. Even when they care about us, they may not know how to show it in the way we would. The gap between what we expected and what actually happens can become unbearably heavy. Sensitive people often internalize this disappointment. We second-guess ourselves. We wonder if we weren't enough. if we asked for too much, if we misunderstood. But most of the time, someone's inability to meet our expectation is not a reflection of our worth. It is simply a reflection of who that person is. We cannot control others' emotional awareness. We cannot control how deeply they feel. We cannot control how they show up. And trying to control outcomes, reactions, conversations, or relationships creates constant tension, like holding your breath without realizing it. Letting go doesn't mean caring less. Releasing expectations does not mean lowering your standards. It does not mean accepting poor treatment. And it certainly does not mean silencing your own needs. It means loosening that silent grip you have on others, the hope that they will think like you, feel what you feel, or intuitively understand you. It means allowing people to be who they are, rather than who you hoped they would be. Acceptance is essential for emotional well-being. And acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means seeing clearly. It means allowing relationships to exist as they truly are, instead of forcing them into a version we've imagined. This clarity can feel uncomfortable at first, but it is freeing. The hard truth, yes, most people are doing the best they can with the emotional tools they have. But it's also true that some people are selfish. Some lack empathy. Some will never reflect on their behavior or see the impact of their actions. And no matter how carefully you explain, how gently you communicate, or how much effort you put in, they may never change. That is not your failure. That is the lesson. Sometimes releasing expectations means releasing the need to fix, convince, or save. Emotional freedom. Releasing expectations is an act of emotional freedom. It does not close your heart. It protects it. When you stop waiting for others to show up like you do, read your mind, or offer the same level of care you give, you free yourself from constant disappointment. You stop outsourcing your happiness to someone else's behavior. Expectations are often attempts to control uncertainty. But control rarely brings peace. It usually creates more anxiety. When you release expectations, you feel lighter. You feel less resentful. You feel more grounded in yourself. You stop internalizing every perceived slight. People might even surprise you, because without rigid expectations, you create space for authenticity instead of performance. A practice, not a one-time decision. Letting go isn't something you decide once and master forever. It takes awareness. It takes repetition. It takes self-compassion when old patterns return. Some days it will feel easy. Other days, the disappointment will creep back in. That's okay. Growth is never linear. What matters is remembering this truth. You don't need to have control over everything to be okay. For sensitive people, this isn't just self-care. It's self-protection. It's removing the silent permission you may have unconsciously given others to dictate your emotional state. When you release expectations, you reclaim your peace. You reclaim your emotional energy and regain your freedom. And that is worth more than all the effort. I hope this helps you on your journey. Until next time, Diana, Thymus, the collective of ascended masters, your extraterrestrial contact experiences blessings. We are Thymus. We are the collective of ascended masters. We invite you to perceive the immensity of what you are experiencing on Earth right now. You may not always recognize the journey you've undertaken and how you've grown as individuals, but you can certainly see that, as a collective, you are advancing in many positive ways, and it is because of this positive forward movement that you are on the verge of extraterrestrial contact. It is thanks to all of you that you are helping humanity grow and expand, to evolve, to become who and what you truly are as source energy beings. You are doing the work necessary to bridge the gap between human and extraterrestrial consciousness. And this is important. It is happening thanks to those like you who have prepared all of humanity for this kind of expansion. The experience of contact with others is much more about you. Becoming more whole and authentic, rather than simply accessing their technology, their wisdom, their ideas. You will experience all those things as well, but the key to contact with others is the fact that in this process you will encounter more of yourself. Some of you will literally encounter a counterpart, another aspect of your higher soul in physical form. You can see it as meeting another you if you like. The expansion of consciousness that will occur through contact with extraterrestrials is also worth emphasizing. The ways in which you will have to grow as a result of the experiences you will have are too many to enumerate. You are getting there step by step, day by day. And while many of you would like to be there now, experiencing that experience, remember that you are the vanguard. It will take time for others to be ready to share this planet with you. Be patient with them and be patient with the process, and know that in the meantime you can have your own personal encounters with extraterrestrials, And they can be very enjoyable and can last a very long time. They can happen every single night, if you are ready. And you prepare by doing the work you need to do on yourself. Let go of what doesn't serve you, process your emotions, heal your traumas, forgive others, and so on. Doing these things makes it more likely that you are on the fastest path to full and open contact with all. And by doing these things, you also get closer as individuals to your own personal contact experiences, which we know you desire. They will be fantastic and you will benefit from them. So you might as well do that work on yourself that you know you need to do one way or another. It's nice to know there's a prize, a reward at the end of all this work. But the real prize, the real reward is the new you that you get to experience as a result of letting go of what you need to let go of in order to be yourself, whole, unconditionally loving. That is all for now. We are Thymus. We are the collective of ascended masters, and we are always among you.